guys, what's going on? It's your boy, the Mad Kiger, and up here today I'm going to be doing my PlayStation 4 collection. Decided to do an update on this, and yeah, there are some new games here, and some of these games I played since the previous update, and yeah, I've got to say that I know that at the moment I haven't really gotten anything new in the series, mostly because of what's going on. I can't really go out and buy games at the moment. So when everything's said and done, I'll probably go and do a pickups video or something and try and get some games. I did used to collect Xbox One, everything, and only exclusives on the PS4, but then I swapped it over and now I get everything on the PlayStation 4, and I very rarely buy any Xbox One games nowadays. But the PlayStation 4 just had, in my opinion, one of the best collection you can collect for, because there are so many great games for it, and it's got a lot of Eastern support, so lots of Japanese games and things like that, and you'll see that I have a majority of those, more than the traditional game. But without further ado, let's jump straight into it. Up first we have WWE 2K20. I actually haven't played this yet. Normally I would buy wrestling games every year. I didn't with this one. I heard this game was very glitchy and had lots of problems on release. I think it's been patched now and it's playable and stuff. But again, this game was very many people thought this game was just rushed and it didn't include really enough of content to make it a new game. Of course, the big thing in this game was to add the female my player mode, where you could play the career mode as a female wrestler. And of course, this game also had the originals mode, which was like a fantasy style of wrestling. I haven't played it yet, so when I do play it, I'll probably see how much was improved over the last game. But of course, the big deal was Becky Lynch being on the front cover of this game. She's not the first female wrestler to be on a front cover of any wrestling game. There were previous wrestling games in the 2000s and late 90s with female wrestlers on there, but again, I haven't played it yet, so I'll have to jump in and see if this game is really as bad as what they say it is. Or I used to play wrestling games quite a bit. Now I mostly played them for the play them with friends or something, but who knows, maybe I'll jump into this. Then we have Fallout 4. Played this originally on the Xbox One and got at least one ending, so I will go back and play it on the PS4. I'm probably going to do this as my next PlayStation 4 playthrough. And yeah, really like Fallout 4. And some people said that it wasn't as good as it should have been, but I still think this game offered plenty of content and lots of updates and DLC and so much to do in this game. And really is one of my favorite RPGs. Is the Skyrim and the Elder Scrolls and the modern Fallout games are some of my favorite open world and just so much to do in these games. Lots of fun to be had. I hear Fallout 76 is actually getting revamped, so I might pick that up. Let me have Tesla Grad. Lots of indie games on the PlayStation 4 physical. This isn't like a limited run or anything, so, but still, I think this is like a platforming puzzle game, I think. Then we have Warhammer Chaos Bane. I've been waiting for this game for a while to get it cheap, and this is basically like a Diablo game, and I've never really played any Diablo game, but I know that they're pretty fun, and I do like the Warhammer universe, so perhaps this game might be worth a playthrough and see how good it really is. But still, I love Warhammer. Then we have Warhammer Death Watch, another. This game is actually pretty hard to find, actually. The case is a bit cracked, unfortunately. I believe this game is like an old Warhammer tactics game, kind of like Space Hulk or something. I hear it's not that good, but as a Warhammer fan, I had to get this when I saw it. Then we have Infamous First Light and Infamous Second Son, a launch title for the PlayStation 4, and a pretty good one at that. This game is actually really good. I beat it and I enjoyed it. Sort of like a superhero game. Some people, I went with the evil ending, of course. I played evil in this game. You can have the choice of good and bad. So I went with the evil playthrough on this one. And of course, the infamous First Light was actually a downloadable DLC, and then they released it as a physical version. And this game was basically a continuation of this game, and I haven't played this one yet, so I'll play this one at some point because this one is a pretty short game, and you can beat this one pretty quickly. Let me have Dishonored 2. Really enjoyed the Dishonored series. These games are very well known for their multiple play styles. You can really play these games how you like. I will say that this game doesn't feel like the first one where, in the first game, if you play bad and you kill people, you get a bad ending and the world changes. I felt like this game didn't do that as much as the first one, but still, this is a really fun game. It's not a long game, but because of all the multiple play styles and you can be an assassin and only kill people when you need to, or you can be a good guy that doesn't kill at all, or you can just do what I did and just go full murderer and kill everyone. But these are really fun games, lots of different play styles. Let me have Watch Dogs. I actually enjoyed this game for what it was. This game obviously was promised to be more than what it was, but I thought it was a pretty good game, and I haven't played the second one yet, so I enjoyed this game. It was really fun. Lots of the hacking abilities are really cool, and lots of different things you can do in the series. Good stuff. Then we have my Yakuza collection here. I have Yakuza Kiwami 2, which I previously beat a couple weeks ago. I haven't done the Majima saga yet, which I do need to do. I have 1 and 0 digital, so I will pick a physical version of them up at some point. But I absolutely love the Yakuza series. Just so much stuff to do in these games. Really good story, and just a nod to the kung fu movies and the Japanese movies and things like that. Just so much stuff to have. This is a remake of the second game, and absolutely fantastic. A must play. And then they finally brought out the remastered collection, which includes Yakuza 3, 4, and 5. These aren't remakes, these are just a remastered version of the PS3 games. 5 was not released in the UK, so we got a physical PS5, a PS3 case of the Yakuza 5 in this collection. And yeah, I will get around to playing through these games at some point. I will do the Majima Saga for Yakuza Kiwami 2 before I play through these ones. And of course, Yakuza 6, which I hear is even better than the previous games. I hear this game was just an amazing game, and I hear the story in this game is just absolutely fantastic, and I absolutely love these games. I could talk about them for forever. Let me have Valkyria Chronicles Remastered Europa Edition. I played a little bit of this game, and it's pretty cool actually. It's like a real-time strategy game mixed with like a turn-based game. You take turns and you move your characters, and it's kind of like an XCOM meets Final Fantasy or something like that. It's really interesting. Originally a PS3 game and a PSP game, but yeah, I actually played a little bit of this game, and it's very tactical, and you really have to take your time and plan each movement, and use cover and stuff, but I will go back and play some more of this because I actually kind of liked it. Then we have a keyboard beat, another PQ game. I believe this is like a fighting game with like rhythm based in it. There's lots of like music and stuff like that. So I don't really know what kind of game this is, but of course I absolutely love these sort of Japanese RPGs and things like that, just for collection purposes. Then we have the deluxe edition of Assassin's Creed Origins. I haven't played this or Odyssey yet. I've only beaten the Brotherhood game. That's the only Assassin's Creed game I've beaten. I have played every Assassin's Creed game up until this one, but I hear this game really sort of took away from what made Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed, this game was more of an RPG with like leveling up weapons and loot system. But as a game, it's really good. I hear it's a really good game. It just some people didn't really like what they did to the series, but I will play this one because, of course, I love the Assassin's Creed series. Then we have Root Letter, another P-Cube game. This is a visual novel. There are plenty of visual novels on PlayStation 4 and Switch. And of course, I just love these games for collectible purposes more so than anything. I don't know why. I just really do like the sort of anime style to it, and the covers are really nice art and stuff. Then we have Agent of Mayhem. Of course, we all know that Saints Row 3 is being remastered. You know I'm going to be getting that and playing through that again. And Saints Row 5 apparently is in development. This game didn't really do what Saints Row did. The biggest problem I had with this game is there was no co-op. If this game had co-op, it probably would have been a really pretty decent game. It's an okay game, but I wouldn't pay more than like £10 for this. Get this game for like £5. It is enjoyable, but it gets a little bit stale pretty fast, unfortunately. Then we have the Kingdom Hearts story so far. This includes pretty much every Kingdom Hearts game with all like the remastered. So this isn't obviously every single Kingdom Hearts game, but this basically explains everything you need to know up until Kingdom Hearts 3. So if you've never played Kingdom Hearts, then I recommend getting this package before playing Kingdom Hearts 3 because it will tell you everything you need to know. And there's so much content to have in these games. I've only played a little bit of the first game on PS2, so I'll probably play through this before I play Kingdom Hearts 3, which is on the Game Pass, so that's probably how I played. A couple of VR games here. I do have a VR, but I haven't played it in quite some time. I just don't have the space at the moment. Super Stardust Ultra VR. Looks like a sort of a shooter or something. Downward Spiral Horror Station. Looks like a first-person shooter or something. Looks kind of interesting. I will have to set my VR up again at some point. Resident Evil 7. Of course, I did try playing this game in VR and it's terrifying. Perhaps one day I'll play it again. The good thing about this game is that you don't need to have space when playing this on the VR. You can just play it sat down on your bed or something because there's no VR control. It's only the headset that you need. You don't need any external controllers. So yeah, if you're looking to play this game in VR, be aware it's very, very dark and scary. But even without the VR, it's still a fantastic game, I hear. Dishonored Death of the Outsider, much like the infamous DLC, this was like a standalone game. I think this takes place before Dishonored 2, I think, or even after Dishonored 2. Still a pretty fun game. Doesn't have as much content as Dishonored 2, but still a pretty good game in the Dishonored series. Then we have Little Dragon's Calf. This is like an RPG with a calf and dragons. I have no clue how you play this game. It kind of looks like a Harvest Moon or something like that. Cutesy game there. One Piece Pirate Warriors 3. Of course, the fourth game is coming out soon. I haven't never played any of the Pirate Warriors games, nor have I watched One Piece. This is basically Dynasty Warriors with One Piece. Then we have Blue Reflection, another JRPG from Koei Tecmo, the Gust team. Of course, lots of anime girls here. So then we have Gundam Breaker 3, and I believe this is actually a Japanese game. I don't know what it doesn't have like where this comes from. It says Region 3 here, so I think this game was actually a Japanese game. If you guys know if this is a Japanese game, of course PlayStation 3 is Region 3 anyway, so it doesn't matter. PlayStation 4, sorry, but yeah, one of the few Gundam games that I have on PlayStation 4. I love Gundam. Then we have Fate Extelia, the Umbral Star, another JRPG based on the Fate anime, of course. Then we have a Punchline. Again, I've got lots of these JRPGs, some of my favorite, just for collection purposes more than anything else. But again, lots of risque and raunchy themes here. Then we have Animea Gate of Memories, another sort of Final Fantasy style game here. Then we have Greedfall, still sealed, haven't opened it yet. Okay. Greedfall, this is like a RPG, like a Dragon Age RPG or something. I hear this game is actually pretty good. Lots of choices and things you can do in it. Then we have Anthem, again, a game that promised to be more than what it was. Some people say it's a good game. I haven't played it yet, but I hear this game is getting a revamp or something, so I got it before the price goes up after the revamp. Then we have a launch title, The Order 1886. I actually enjoyed this game. It's a good game. It's pretty short, but it's pretty fun. It's kind of like a Gears of War almost, but it's actually not too bad. It's definitely worth a play. And you play it once and then that's it. But it's still hoping to get a sequel of sorts. Then we have the BioShock Collection. This only includes BioShock 1 and 2 here, but I do have the game was free last month, so I've got all three of these games digital anyway, so I just got this for physical version. Let me have one of my few Lego games for the PlayStation 4, Lego DC Supervillains. I was kind of surprised that they went with a villain theme in the Lego. I played a little bit of this. I do need to go back and beat it because I do like the Lego games. I hope they do a Marvel Supervillains game. It'd be pretty cool. Then we have Circuit Breakers, another sort of shoot 'em up indie game here. Looks really really fun, good co-op game or something. Then we have The Last Tinker, City of Colors. Looks kind of like a platformer with colors and things. Kind of looks like, reminds me a little bit of like Klonoa or something like that. Yeah, weird one there. Lots of weird games on the PlayStation 4. Then we have Dragon Age Inquisition. I've only played a little bit of the original Dragon Age game, but these games are fantastic. Plenty of content and hours you can put in these games. So much to do and good RPGs. Then we have All-Star Fruit Racing, another weird and wonderful P-Cube game. It's basically like a Mario Kart game. I have no clue how good it is, but just crazy what's on the PlayStation 4. Then we have Raid World War II. This game is basically Payday 2 set in World War II. The only reason I I kind of like this game is because John Cleese is in this game as the control character, and he's pretty funny. Of course, I love John Cleese from 40 Towers and the Monty Python movies. Amazing actor, one of the funniest. And this game is very choppy and pretty bad as a game, but if you've got a friend to play it with, you probably could have a bit of fun. Then we have another physical version of Overwatch. Again, my on and off game. I play this more on Xbox with my friend, but again, got to have a physical version on PS4. New characters coming out next week. Star Wars Battlefront, again, this game was very bad, and it wasn't a bad game, it just didn't have enough content. I only have this again because it was cheap. Maybe I can play it to get some achievements or something, but still. I got it because it was on cheap. Raiden 5 Director's Cut, another classic shoot 'em up here. Again, bullet hell shooters. Really, really fun games if you got a couple of hours to pass the time. Then we have Charles Fusion, the Awesome Max Edition. I don't know if this actually included the DLC or not. I don't think it did, but still, got the pretty fun game, the Charles games. Lots of content in those as well. Then we have my only Atelier game, Atelier Sophie, The Alchemist of the Mysterious Book. Again, another Koei Tecmo JRPG. Never played any of the Atelier games. Most of them are on PlayStation Now. Then we have Chaos Child, another Japanese visual novel game. Again, lots of options and things you can do in these games, many endings and things. Natural Doctrine, a sort of tactics game here. I don't know how good this is, but still pretty cool art style. Then we have Redout Lightspeed Edition. This is kind of like a light speed game, you know, few Wipeout game almost. Then we have a Drive Club, PlayStation's racing game. This game didn't do too well, unfortunately. The servers have shut down, I believe, for the online. Then we have Pinball Arcade, just comes with 20 classic pinball things on here. Of course, Star Trek one on here, which is pretty cool. 22 classic pinball tables. Gotta love pinball. Good stuff. Assault Suit Lenos. Another bullet hell 2D shooter, almost. Mech. Of course. Then we have Dino Diki's Kickoff Revival. Yeah, weird looking football game, but it's kind of cool to see something that isn't realistic football, I guess. Yomawari, Midnight Shadows, a sort of indie style horror game here. Kind of looks really cool, actually. I have to give that one a go. It looks really good. Zombie Vikings Ragnarok Edition. I have played this actually on PlayStation Now, and this is basically like a Castle Crashers, a really fun game. Not as good as Castle Crashers, but if you've got some friends to play with, definitely check it out. Armagallion, Decks of Destiny. I believe this is like a real-time strategy game mixed with like card collecting. Hearthstone meets Warcraft almost, it says there. Kind of an interesting concept. Then we have Ollie Ollie 2. Welcome to Hollywood. A sort of 2D skateboarding game, which kind of interesting there. Shaqfu, A Legend Reborn. This is a beat 'em up game. Of course, Shaqfu was one of the worst fighting games of all time, but they remedied that in this game, I guess. Kind of crazy that this happened. Then we have Vex or Dex. Again, sort of a cyberpunk-esque game here. Then we have 88 Heroes, another indie game. Then we have Rad Rogers, another sort of 2D platformer inspired by 90s games. Lara Croft and the Temple of Osiris. This is a top-down twin-stick shooter, and these games are pretty fun if you've got a co-op. Pretty fun games, not as good as the other Lara Croft games, of course. This is the Police, a sort of a police strategy game, I guess. Never played it. Then we have Tokudun Kiwami, a remake of the Tokudun series. This is basically like a Monster Hunter almost, and it's actually pretty good. I kind of enjoyed it. It wasn't like amazing or anything, but I kind of enjoyed it. Star Ocean, Integrity and Faithlessness. I've never played a Star Ocean game, so I wouldn't know where to start. But again, a renowned series on the era. Mass Effect Andromeda, the game that many people felt ruined Mass Effect, but still, Mass Effect is a classic. Zombie, again, a Wii U game originally. This is basically like a Dawn of the Dead in London. Of course, being British, I had to have it. It's an okay survival horror game, but I wouldn't say it's amazing. It has a pretty cool mode where you die and it's game over. So, Risen 3 Titan Lords Enhanced Edition, another RPG here. I didn't like the second one, so I don't know how good this game is. Kotodama, The Seven Mysteries of Fujisawa. This is I guess a visual novel meets Max Shree game, I guess. Very weird. Romance of the Three Kingdoms 13. I've never played a Romance of the Three Kingdoms game, but I kind of want to try one of these out because I would actually like strategy games. I just don't know how well these work on console. Nobunaga's Ambition, Sphere of Influence, Ascension. Another strategy game. Arslan, the Warriors of Legend. Another Warriors game based on the anime. Tokudun 2, again, much like the previous game. Deus Ex, Mankind Divide, Human Day 1 Edition, sorry. Never played this game, but I hear this game is actually pretty good. So yeah. Let me have Dungeons 2. This game is very much like, was it Dungeons 3? Dungeons 3, sorry. Was it 2? No, it's 2. This game is very much like Warcraft 3. If you've ever played Warcraft 3, check this game out. It's pretty fun. The Elder Scrolls Online. Of course, still going strong today. Knights of Azure. Another Koei Tecmo game here. Again, then we have Samurai Warriors 4. Samurai Warriors 4 2. And Samurai Warriors 4 Empires, the complete collection there. Love these games, some of my favorites. Then we have Dynasty Warriors 8 Empire, the Dynasty Warriors games, the much hated Dynasty Warriors 9, but I actually enjoyed this game. Unpopular opinion, but I actually liked this game. I put a good amount of time into it, so I felt like I put so much time into this game, more than the usual person would, I guess. Warriors All-Stars. This game is like just a Warriors game with characters from all series, like Atelier in there, and even a character from Neo and stuff like that. So, kind of an interesting concept. Operation Warcade, originally an arcade game, and it's a VR game, and you also get the, I believe you also get the arcade version on here as well. The Assembly and Perfect, this only includes the Assembly in here. A VR game. Time Carnage, another VR shooter game. And last but not least, we have Don't Knock Twice. This is a game that you can play with VR, or you can play it on its own without the VR. So, there we have all of my physical PlayStation 4 games. I don't know how many there are here. I'm guessing about 60 or so. But I love collecting for the PlayStation 4. It's just such a fun collection. It's just such a fun console to collect for, and as you can see, there's just so many variants in here. So many different games that a lot of these games didn't come out on Xbox One. So yeah, as a collector, I love collecting for PS4. And when everything's said and done, I'll be going back and getting some more PS4 games. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, feel free to leave a like. And bear in mind, I do have about 150 games or so digital on my PS4 as well. So if you want to see those games, let me know in the comments below, and we'll see what we have there. And of course, guys, feel free to subscribe if you haven't already. Follow me on Instagram and Mixer at the Mad Kiger, and Twitter. I probably will be streaming tonight. I'm going to be continuing on with Gears of War 2. Me and my friend started Gears of War 2 last night, so we're going to finish that game and of course go on to 3, Judgment 4 and 5, doing all the Gears of War games and stuff like that. So anyway, guys, have a nice day, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.